Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It's Sunday, May 26th, and today is the second part of our three-part interview with security and privacy expert Adam Levin. Yesterday, we talked a lot about how your data is gathered and password managers. Today, we're shifting into one of Adam's favorite areas, romance and sextortion scams. Oh boy, there's so many out there. If you've got a question about anything that Adam raises, just go to jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Don't forget to let us know if you want to come on the air. And of course, please sign up for the free weekly newsletter. Here is part 2 of our interview with Adam Levin. Let's start first with how did the whole romance scam begin to explode? Why is it so popular? Because it's effective?
Well, it's very effective because you have so many people out there that are looking for connections to other people. And, there has been this explosion of dating apps where really it started to blow up was during the pandemic.
Yeah,
because
that makes
people
sense.
Couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't meet anybody. But so they went online and they met people. And unfortunately, as we see with all of these scams, what you see is not actually what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
And so, scammers, hackers, identity thieves, they found new ways of getting your money, getting your data, pulling on your heartstrings. I mean, I know of a case with a woman who gave away over $2 million to somebody who she thought was truly in love with her. And when it was finally brought to her attention by her family, and she even grasped the concept that she was out $2 million and her supposed lover wasn't real, it was somebody who was a scammer. She said, I know I'm being scammed, but in my heart, I still love him. And this is how they get into your head. They get into your heart. And oftentimes you will find that that hunky, super professional guy who you thought was in his 40s was actually a 21-year-old teenager who was either been human trafficked or is just trying to survive in Nigeria or in parts of South Africa. And this is how they get by. This is their job. This is how they can live and take care of their families. And it's tragic.
Well, I mean, that's the nicer way to put it. But my God, it's so exhausting to try to keep up with it. But I feel like it's one day after the next is scam, 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 right? When you talk about this, about, the fact that we're craving connection, it makes so much sense that romance is a perfect place for this to actually play out. Oftentimes, when we're talking about scams, we're very critical of the people who are scammed. And it's really not fair. We have to stop with the judgment of people who are scammed. And I think this is really important because otherwise we're not going to get people to talk about it. So, when I'm sure you read that long article by Charlotte Cowles in New York Magazine, and literally that right, the day I put $50,000 in a shoebox, right? And I remember I read it, and the first thing I said was, "Oh my God, I can't believe she fell for that." And then I thought, well, wait a minute, think about it from where she was. She was victimized. It took a great amount of bravery for her to write about this, and I feel like we need to kind of back off in the judgment, or I'm going to say I need to, because you probably don't judge. But it seems so pervasive that you start to say, well, didn't they know better? And maybe the answer is no, they didn't, right?
You're 1,000% right. If you're saying somebody fell for a scam, are you saying someone fell for a burglar breaking into their house?
Right.
No, they were victimized.
Right.
And that is 1,000% correct. People are very concerned about coming forward. It takes a lot of courage because they are judged and judged unfairly.
Yeah.
And if we don't stop with the victim shaming, this is why so many of these scams are never reported.
Yeah, because people don't want to deal with that. It's a scary thing, and then you put yourself in the place. Can you imagine? You go and they're like, oh, someone's rolling their eyes at you. No, we want you to report it. It's better for everybody if you report it, right?
Well, first of all, it's cathartic for the victim.
Yeah.
And it helps them be part of the process to protect more people against having those same issues.
Mm-hmm.
The whole concept of collaboration, cooperation, communication is how we're going to get a better handle on this, because every day, in every way, they're coming after us, whether it's a romance scam, it's a cryptocurrency scam, or any one of 1,000 other scams. We had someone on What the Hack. His name was Dan Simons, and he's a behavioral scientist. He co-wrote a book. It's called Nobody's Fool. And it really talks about how people they want to believe.
Yeah.
They want to trust. And what's shocking is that young people who are digital natives are at risk of being taken advantage of even more than older people.
Because we used to always say, like, oh, watch out for your parents. Right? Now it's like, watch out for everybody needs to watch out.
You have to watch out for yourself, because and an example, one of the most horrible scams out there is the sextortion scam. And it's targeted these days at young men who are 18.
I don't know this. I don't know anything about this. Tell me more.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
what happens? Like, what's the scam?
What happens is, and now this is a true story, and a young man committed suicide as a result of this.
God.
And there are many, many suicides that are happening. He went online. He went up from dinner, went online, thought he was communicating with a young woman. She sent him supposedly a compromising picture of herself. Okay. He then sent her a compromising picture of himself.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he gets a DM that says, we have your picture. We know everybody in your social media universe. Unless you send us $1,000, we're going to tomorrow release this picture to everyone you know, your parents, your girlfriend.
Oh, my God.
Then they even sent him a collage of these people who he communicates with on social media. And he said he gathered together $300. He sent it to them. They said, not enough. He said, that's all I have. They said, not enough. He said, if you don't stop, this is after a couple hours, I'm going to kill myself. They said, go ahead. We'll help you.
Oh, my God.
And he shot himself to death that night.
No, that's terrible. Oh, my God.
Now, this case had a unique ending because the FBI, working with Interpol, working with Nigerian intelligence, actually found the guys, and two of them were extradited to the United States, and they're being tried right now in Michigan. Very serious case where I think the minimum will be 30 years in prison, if not more, and it should be more.
But it's so shocking, and you could see how people can fall for these things. I mean, very easily. So let's talk a little bit about I heard about this. I did not know anything about this, but since we get so many people who ask us about timeshares, there's like a massive timeshare scam going on. According to this long article in the Times, the headline got me. It says how one family lost $900,000 in a timeshare scam. And essentially it's like the Mexican drug cartel is in the now scam business, because I guess that, I don't know, like it's just as good a business as illegal drugs or what?
Well, it certainly is pretty close. I mean, we're talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars that are being, in fact, they think, well, cybercrime it's in the trillions now worldwide. And, again, it's an easy thing. You get someone on the phone that tells you what you want to hear. And then you're buying a timeshare, or you think you're getting rid of your timeshare and you're paying for someone to help you get rid of it.
Right.
And they do that. But the biggest scam out there right now is what's called pig butchering, which has a horrible name. But
what's it say? Pig, as in PIG?
Yeah. It's pig butchering, which means, you fatten the pig before you slaughter it.
Okay.
And what these scams are basically, some of them start out as romance scams, but they all end up pretty much in the same place, which is cryptocurrency scams.
All right. So now explain, lay it out. What does it look like?
Okay. Well, someone contacts you. Let's say it's not a romance. They just contact you and it's like, is this Mary's phone? And let's say you respond, going, I'm not Mary. Mm-hmm. And they go, oh, well, okay. Are you having a good day? And then they engage the consumer. And then what happens is you say, we have a way you can make a lot of money. It's like, really? And it's in cryptocurrency. And look at all the people that have made insane amounts of money here. and we can help you. So they help you open an account.
Okay.
You control the account, or at least what you think is the account, but it's on a cloned site. It's not real. And
this is unbelievable. I just want to take a moment, because all of a sudden they have hooked you, right?
yes.
And they've won over your trust. Like, oh, it's not Mary. Oh, okay. And now you're talking to somebody, which is bad right there. Like right then and there, I'm like, uh-oh. Once you don't know that person, it's like, hang up. But let's keep going. Where are they getting the money from? Are you putting money in? Are you saying like, let me give you my bank information? Like, how are they getting the money?
Well, in some cases, they'll say, here's my bank information. In other cases, what they'll do is, you'll start trading using your money.
Yeah.
And you will see an immediate result.
Oh.
We had one woman who had like an enormous amount of student debt.
Mm-hmm.
And she was lured in, and that was actually a romance scam that turned into a crypto scam.
Oh,
she
Lord.
was lured in. She puts money in an account. It grows.
Mm-hmm.
They let her take it out. And then they say, but listen, if you really want to make great money,
oh yeah,
instead
leave
of
it in.
1,000,
Yeah.
let's do 20,000.
Yeah.
So she puts in 20,000. It suddenly becomes 80,000. And then they say, there is this event coming up where you have to have a minimum of 150,000 in there. And they go, I don't have that kind of money. Well, they say you can borrow it from friends, borrow it from family. They may even give you a percentage of the money you need going into this account that you don't realize isn't real. You put in the money, and then it really grows. You get all excited. And you say, okay, I'm ready to take out a big chunk. I want to pay off my college loans. They go, oh, well, you have to pay the tax first. And then, or in the case of this woman who's very bright, they said to her that you need to pay a fee to be verified so that you're able to take out the money. Well, how much is the fee? Oh, it's like 27,000 or 15,000. It just depends on whatever the scam is. So now, if you're working with a bank to verify who you are, it's $1.
Right.
Here, it's like an insane amount of money, and you do it. And then you go, okay, I'm ready. And they go, oh, well, you also have to prepay the tax. And your immediate response is, well, if I have, let's say, $500,000 in an account,
take it from there.
The tax. Take it from there. And they go, no, we can't do that. And that's when most people go, wait a minute, I think something's not right here. Okay. Or in the case of one of our guests on What the Hack, she asked her dad about it, and he said, I think you've been scammed.
This is amazing. It's methodical. They don't really need that many people to say yes, right? I mean, that's the issue. So is the best practice, you don't know the number, you don't pick up the phone, right?
Right. And this is online. If you don't know the person, don't engage with them.
Right. And so, but what about, it seems like social media is sort of pernicious in this. How do the approaches in social media change the dynamic of the scam?
Well, first of all, you're dealing with someone you think may be a friend, and they're not. Or how many times you've seen scams where Elon Musk wants to give away money and he'd like to give it to you. And if you put a certain amount of money in crypto and send it to him, he's going to return 4 or 5 times that amount. And whether it's Bill Gates, Barack Obama, Elon Musk, I mean, the list of high profile people who don't exist are out there to help you, and people fall for that. Also, it comes to you by way of romance scams too, online, through social media, through dating apps, for instance. And one of the real red flags on a dating app is the minute someone supposedly falls in love with you in 2 days and asks you to go to another app like WhatsApp, where they can get more of your information and they can get you to feel more comfortable giving them more of your information. That's been incredibly effective. And I mean, you're talking about just millions of people who have fallen for this worldwide. There's also another scam. You remember, of course, the Nigerian prince scam. Of course, the OG of scams. That's correct. And we did a story with a Secret Service agent who's working in South Africa, where he was talking about the fact that many seniors will become victimized by the, I almost use that word, will become victimized by this, where they supposedly a relative in Europe has died.
Mm-hmm.
They're leaving them a bunch of money.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of you putting any money up, they say, I'm the lawyer and I will pay for you to come. I will put you in a hotel. I will pay for you to come. And you go. Oftentimes you're going to someplace on the African continent. You come and they say, okay, you've signed all the documents. We've now put the documents in a suitcase for you. And when you get back to the U.S., let us know when you're back, and we will then wire the money to you. So they come, they're excited. It's an enormous amount of money. They sign the documents, they get the suitcase, and then there are many instances of these folks getting stopped at the airport and ended up being prosecuted for drug running. They become unwitting drug mules.
Unbelievable.
We had someone on the show was talking about the fact that their father ended up in prison for 18 years, and he was 75. He ended up in prison with somebody who was in their 80s and someone who was in their 60s. And despite all of the information that was provided to the prosecutors in that particular country, court didn't care. They said,
that makes no sense to me. That's crazy.
Unfortunately, that's what's happening.
If you've got a financial question or any sort of scamish kind of question, or you feel weird about talking about something, change your name and come on the program with us, will you please? JillOnMoney.com. Click the Contact Us button. We will make you anonymous. It'll be very easy. You don't have to worry. No judgment here. While you're on the website, don't forget that we've got my book, The Great Money Reset, and you can subscribe to Jill on Money Live. For $35, you'll have access to quarterly live webinars and lots of cool bonus video content. You can subscribe to this program on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Try to put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.